Lady Adare ran in the Rising Stars novices chase at Wincanton on Saturday, and obviously it was a big step up in grade for her, but we couldn't have been more pleased with the performance. She obviously had plenty to find at the ratings with Nappers Hill and a couple of the others actually. So to finish within sort of 5 lengths of the favourite was a really good performance from her, and got her all important sort of valuable black type from a breeding perspective. But yeah, just delighted that she's taken a step up in grade, and obviously it opens up options. We can look at all the sort of good mares listed chases for her through not just novices but in open company as well for the rest of the campaign. So really pleased with that. Yeah, she seems to have taken the race well, so which is always the main thing, of course. So yeah, we can look forward to I think there's a listed mares novice chase at Warwick in the middle of December, and if it's not too testing the ground, that's where it should go. Or we could wait until Doncaster at the end of December, where they have a valuable listed mares chase. So some good options for her, definitely. Great Snow was disappointing on her first start for us. We in the Richard Barber Memorial Mares Handicap Hurdle, and we were hopeful of a very good run. She'd been going nicely at home, but obviously she's new to us, so we're learning about her all the time. And I think, to be quite honest, she got tired. She wasn't as ready as we thought she was, and yeah, she definitely looked like she got tired. And so yeah, anyway, it's nothing ventured, nothing gained. We've learned plenty about her, and I mean, she was bought to go chasing, and that's what we'll do next with her. So she's set to start out over fences now, all being well. Mr. Monopoly ran in the last race, the bumper that we sponsored, and couldn't quite win our own prize money, but yeah, he just proved very, very inexperienced. He was quite keen to post, so Johnny Burt took decision just to settle him in the rear, and obviously it was a big field. So yeah, it was very much a sort of educational run that he should learn plenty from, and hopefully be all the better for next time. So Walk on High was our other runner on the day at Wincanton on Saturday, and he unfortunately took a very heavy fall at the second last, but I'm pleased to report that he's actually relatively unscathed. So that's the main thing, that he came home, and yeah, he's obviously going to have an easy time of things whilst he recovers. But yeah, what was a nasty incident, thankfully he seems to be okay. 3 runners at Exeter on Friday, and Mabel Noir had obviously been busy over the summer months and doing very well, winning 3 of her last 4 starts. And it probably just proved a case of one run too many. She's been on the go quite a while now, so yeah, she just turned in and looked to have every chance, but just didn't quite see the race out as she has been. So she's going to have a little break now, and we'll look forward to bringing her back in the spring. And we had Ask Me Early also run, and he was very much just going to see if he retained any enthusiasm, having sort of definitely lost his way last year. So we're really pleased to see him jump and travel for a long way before just getting outpaced and a little tired when they turned in and quickened for home. So definitely gives us something to work with. He'll be eligible for the veterans races from the new year, and that'll probably be hopefully see him back to his best when he's taking on the older horses. So, and our only other runner was another second runner-up effort. So we certainly can't be accused of not hitting the crossbar. So that seems to be all we've done recently. But it was on his handicap debut. It was a really good run. Unfortunately, Anthony just seemed to make a mistake. He definitely made a mistake at the second last, which cost him any chance he might have had of reeling in the winner. And always frustrating when the first 2 pull clear. So we'll await our await handicapper's verdict tomorrow. But yeah, I was pleased to see him obviously run well, but just frustrating to to obviously go close again. So we haven't got too many runners entries this week, but hopefully what we do run will be very competitive. We've got Giza Rockstar set to start out over hurdles in the 2.5 maiden hurdle at Taunton on Thursday, where he won his bumper. So he's been schooling really nicely at home. So hoping that he can continue the perfect start to his career when we see him on his reappearance. And on the same card, Arnell lines up in the Mares Handicap Hurdle. This will be her handicap debut, and she's stepping up in trip slightly as well. So that should suit her. And if she learns to settle, but hopefully in the handicap they'll go that little bit quicker, and she will do just that. Then again, she can run a good race on what promises to be decent ground. So hopeful of 2 good runs on Thursday at Taunton. So we've got the Cheltenham's 3-day meeting this weekend, and we've got just the one entry on Saturday, Miss Goldfire, who's made a winning start to her career when successful at Wetherby last season. And we've deliberately kept her for this listed Mares bumper. We decided that she was definitely worth running in a black type race. Obviously, she doesn't get to carry a penalty for her success at Wetherby. So interestingly, we've got her in the sale at Cheltenham on Friday. So if anyone would like a runner at Cheltenham this weekend, then the plan is for her to go through the ring with a view to running in the last race on Saturday. And I think she can give a very good account of herself in listed company. So looking forward to seeing her back out. So then on Sunday, we've got just Gin Coco for the Greatwood hurdle, which of course he was runner-up in last season, and we're hoping that he can go one better. So he's obviously had a run at Fosslas back a month ago, and that run should have brought him forward. The ground was slightly slower than ideal for him at Fosslas, so hoping for a relatively dry week, and the more that Cheltenham dries back, the better for Gin Coco. So he seems in good form, and hopeful that he can run another big race. Well, I think it's the young horses. Obviously, it's important to get the early groundwork in, and whether it's and it starts from the very beginning. And Kira's breaking the horses in, and just takes the time. You can't rush young horses. It's just patience and almost little and often. So from that breaking in process, we'll be introducing them to poles and cross poles and barrels and things like that. So when they're first sat on, they'll be learning to jump at the same time. So obviously it then progresses with training, when we might take them away to work on grass or racecourse gallop before their debuts. So it's all with young horses, we're just guided by them, but we just take our time and make sure they get all the groundwork in before they get started on the racecourse. We would definitely have sires we'd like to get hands on their stock. It's a question of price normally, but there's definitely. Obviously, Walk in the Park is doing very well. We've got some lovely horses by him, and so he's probably top of our list at the moment. But he's, to be honest, top of most people's lists, so which is reflected in his prices. But back originally, Oscar was a very good sire for us. Obviously, Rock on Ruby. We had a number of good horses. Bag's Groove was another by him. So we love horses that have got Supreme Leader on the dam side. That's been a good source of horses for us as well. So we definitely have those that we've done well with. We like to go back again for, but that's probably true for most people as well. So I don't think we have a particular preference for training mares or gelding, albeit we do seem to have done particularly well with mares that we've had, not least obviously currently with Love Envoy and Lady Adare running a good race at the weekend. So we've yeah, it's really comes down to the individual. Some of those really good mares you can train like a gelding, which probably is part of the reason why they are so good. They're tough and hardy and take the work. But at the end of the day, each horse is an individual, and some will take less work than others, and it's all about just working them out and seeing what suits them in order to get the best out of them on the racecourse. Well, I think obviously these affordability checks pose a big threat to racing, and I think anyone that has ever been racing or involved in racing and enjoys following the sport should be signing the petition without a doubt. And it needs discussing further. It needs the government to take notice of the effect it's having, which in the short term is driving revenue away from the sport, which long term is obviously going to be very detrimental to the whole funding cycle of this wonderful industry sport that we're involved in. So it will have a knock-on effect throughout the sport, and it will have a huge impact, definitely long term. Well, I think it's definitely it's going to put pressure on all areas of the sport, and we pride ourselves on how well we look after the horses, and that they're given the best treatment and care that they can, and we'll continue to do that. But obviously, owners, if they're not the funding falls away for the sport, there's not enough prize money, then owners can have less funds to invest in the sport, whether that's purchasing power and then keeping the horses. So it's hugely important. Obviously, then it has a knock on then with the jobs as well. There's a huge, it's a very big industry, it employs a lot of people, and so livelihoods are at risk as well. So it's a conversation that needs to be heard, and the government think very seriously about the consequences of what they're trying to introduce.